Morning, John. Thank you so much for coming today and talking to us. You want to tell us a little about how you first learned about Wayne alarm systems?
Well, I grew up in Lynn, so I knew about Wayne, but how I first learned about actually working here was at TAD Technical. I knew a kid named Dougie that invited me to come work here. When I met him there, he was friendly with Ralph and Stacy, so he already had a job here, I guess, and he had asked me if he was going to give me the job when I got out of school. I didn't really know this kid, but he actually got me the job.
That's great. So your first position when you got here was technician?
My first position when I got here, because I actually worked for another company before I came here, so I actually had a little experience. My first job when I got here was helper, and within like a month or two I had a truck, because I had some experience, so I was out doing some jobs, small jobs here and there. But yeah, my first job was helper when I first got here.
That's great. So you had one other job as a technician before coming to Wayne Alarm Systems. What other jobs did you have beforehand?
Well, I had a lot of jobs beforehand. When I was real young, I used to work as a fisherman. I worked on a fishing boat, party boats, where I would help out during the summertime when I was in school. Then I worked for the movie theaters for a long time as a maintenance guy at night, cleaning up and painting and doing all things like that. But I was also in a band for a long time in the 90s, but everybody was in a band in the 90s.
So what was the name of this band?
It was called Locket. It was a long time ago. Wow, many, many moons ago.
What kind of genre was it?
It was like rock and roll, sort of like, I guess you could call it grunge, I guess.
That's awesome.
Everybody was in one of those bands in the 90s.
So if you had to pick a theme song for Wayne Alarm Systems, what would it be?
A theme song? Oh, it depends on my mood that day, I guess. I'm not sure. There's a lot of different songs that could fit for Wayne Alarm.
So how has Wayne Alarm Systems helped you in your career development?
Wayne Alarm showed me a lot about teamwork, and Ralph showed me a lot about, basically taking care of people that work for you. And when these new guys come in, I can actually see a lot of how he take care of me when I first came in here. So I try to help out the newer, younger guys when they come in here and try to let them know the ropes and what's expected of them. A lot of guys come through inspections before they go out to installations or service. So I try to help out these younger guys like Ralph helped out me. Ralph, his door is open for everyone too, so that's one of the great things about working here. It just goes to show you that you're never done learning and you're never done helping out.
So you think they invest a lot in training as well, as far as sending technicians to school to get certified?
Well, yeah, even more so now than they were before. I mean, these guys now, they're sending them to school and paying for everything, which is huge. And obviously I'd love to be trained every day. If I could go to training all the time, I'd be happy. But I mean, I'm actually going to a training in a couple of weeks. So.
Oh, that's great. So what do you find most challenging about working at Wayne Alarm?
Well, I guess it would probably be like the solving of the issues from other companies where we come in and we kind of try to help out where another company may have had an issue and they couldn't seem to solve it, and the customer calls us. And we come in and we try to solve the problems that were not created by Wayne Alarm. Other buildings that were wired by other companies, we come in there and we try to figure out what the problems are. That's probably one of the most challenging things about working here.
Now, although there's challenges in every job, what do you like most about working here?
I like the guys. I love the people we work with. It's one of the pleasures of coming to work here. I mean, it's not always a happy day when you're here. It's a busy day. It's a busy company, and we're busy. And sometimes things are off the wall. But at least there's the guys. And there's also Deb and Sean in the office are huge.
Now, do you have a wish list for the next 10 years? Where would you like to see yourself in the next 10 years?
Well, I'd like to see inspections become its own department. I really think that Wayne Alarm could make a lot of money with inspections, and I really think that there's a lot of inspections, enough work to keep a separate department afloat. But that's not my decision, but that's one of my dreams in this place.
That's great. So over this past year, we've noticed that you've lost a substantial amount of weight. Do you mind going into a little bit of detail about what made you first want to lose the weight and I guess how you feel now?
Sure. About a year ago, I think it was around January or February, I decided to go to the doctor because Ralph has the healthy actions. So I decided to go get a checkup, and the doctor told me that I think he said 296, which I didn't know because I didn't even own a scale. So it shocked me. And he also told me I had high blood pressure. So he gave me medication. So I immediately changed my life. I stopped drinking soda. I started eating well. I haven't eaten at McDonald's in over a year now. So I started dropping weight. Now it's about, I've weighed myself this morning, about 196. So I've lost about 100 pounds.
Wow, that's great. What advice?
Thank Healthy Actions for it.
Yeah. Yeah. Would you mind going into a little bit of detail about what Healthy Actions is if some of the employees haven't taken advantage of that?
Sure. Healthy Actions is basically the insurance company, as an incentive, is asking you to go to the doctor, and he gives you a goal to reach, and they give you money, basically. I think it's $150 if you have something that, like a goal to reach, they give you the $150, and then when you reach the goal, they give you another $150. Or if you're healthy right away, they give you $300 right away. So it's a good incentive to go. And like I said, it helped me because I'm 100 pounds lighter now.
Yeah, that's amazing. And I think they also even reimburse you for your gym membership as well, up to
there's a lot of like small things that they'll do for you, you know.
Yeah.
Luckily, so far, I haven't even really done anything beyond eating well.
Yeah.
So it's great.
Do you have any advice for any employees that are looking to lose some weight this coming year?
Drink water. That's my advice. Just drink water. The first thing I do in the morning is drink water. The last thing I do is drink water. I drink water all day, you know, and it just gets your metabolism going.
Yeah. Great. So if you had to eat one meal for the rest of your life, what would it be? I guess this is a two-part question. What would it be beforehand and then after you started losing the weight?
Beforehand, I was a huge Chinese food guy. I used to love to eat Chinese food. Especially boneless spare ribs was like my thing. Boneless spare ribs with the Chinese mustard was like, I really loved it, but I haven't had it in so long. Like, I honestly, I'd probably get sick if I ate it or something, you know. But if I had to eat one meal for the rest of my life, it would be something my wife makes. She's a really good cook. She, I think I probably like her brajol best. I'm not sure if you're Italian. It's great. I love it.
So tell us a little bit about your family as well.
I have a wife, her name's Jennifer, and we have a daughter named Isabella. So we have a small family. I have brothers and sisters, or a sister
okay.
Still as well.
And they're all still local in the Lynn area?
Yeah, they live in Lynn. My family pretty much entirely lives in Lynn. My wife is from Stoneham, but her mom and dad live in Woburn.
Okay. Tell us something about yourself that might surprise us.
I'm hugely into history. I love that. I'm well read. I read a lot. I've actually written a book, but I'll probably never publish it or anything.
Really? What's the book about?
It's a crazy horror story about Santa Claus.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's great.
It's actually like there's a movie coming out called Krampus that kind of I felt like, whoa, they kind of got my story. But I wrote the story a long time ago, back in the 90s. And basically what it's about is Santa Claus is really like not the jolly old elf that if you kids see him, that's why you have to stay asleep. If you see him, you go crazy.
Yeah.
So that's sort of what it's about, but it was a long time ago.
So you're going to have to get a copy for everyone here at Wayne Alarm.
I don't even know. I have one copy and it's like put away. I think it's for my kids someday. I'm never going to publish it. It's probably really... I think myself and my wife are the only ones that ever read it.
So what would you say your top 3 life highlights are?
Having my daughter, getting married, and probably, I guess, even though I wouldn't have said it then, but probably getting the job here, you know. I mean, I've been here for 16 years now, so it's a huge milestone in my life, you know.
That's fantastic. What advice would you give to recent new hires here? You've been here for such a long time. You know the history, the culture. and you know what Wayne Alarm Systems is capable of as well. Do you have any advice for new hires or prospective hires?
I would just say pay attention, to what the person you're working with is doing. That's the most important thing. Like, that's how you learn. You just basically watch what these other guys are doing, and eventually you're going to come across these same problems that they're coming across, and you just need to remember how did they handle it, which is huge. It's how I learned.
Absolutely. And what are your hopes for our industry in the coming future?
Well, I can see that the industry is getting more and more wireless and more computer-based, and I just hope we don't get away from the safety aspect of things, because, I can see a lot of things nowadays that, like, you can just buy alarms online, and they say just you can put it in yourself, But Wayne Alarm, that's why we're here, is because we know what we're doing, So I just hope we don't get away from, that the world doesn't get away from the idea that we need to have some professionals in this industry.
Absolutely. And do you have any parting words you'd like to tell everyone at the annual Christmas party this year?
Yeah. Have fun and don't drink too much.